60 knots, 184 miles an hour, and accelerating up to 300 knots. And pulling away off to our left to come straight in from the far side of the airfield. And the noise there coming from 4 Rolls-Royce Bristol Olympus engines, 202 engines. 16,500 pounds of static thrust each, total of about 65,000. The same engine, a later model, was the engine that powered Concorde. Of course, the Concorde once had reheat. This is not a supersonic aeroplane, the Vulcan, but if you look at the shape, and if you extend that shape by about 1 3/4, you do actually get recognisably Concorde. The shape that was to become Vulcan, first drawn on a scruffy piece of paper in 1946 by the man who designed the fantastic Lancaster, Roy Chadwick. He died in 1947 in a crash. He never saw his brilliant design fly, nor did he see it become the first successful operational delta wing aircraft in the world, rather like R.J. Mitchell not seeing his Spitfire into RAF service. So watch now as Bill Ramsey takes the aircraft into a spiral climb. Vulcan howl. There are different explanations for how that happens. The easiest is that people say it's a bit like floating over the top of a Coke bottle. You've got 2 engines on each side with a single intake, and under certain conditions you get that wonderful whistling sound. She's getting her wheels down now. She's not going to land here. The runway's not long enough, but we will see her fly by with her wheels down. So you get to see the 18 wheels of the aircraft, 16 in the main undercarriage and 2 of the nose wheel. So the RAF got its first Vulcan in 1956. It had been designed with the Valiant and the Victor to carry the British nuclear deterrent during the Cold War. Last year it was 25 years since the fall of the Berlin Wall and the collapse of European communist regimes, which eventually ended the Cold War, and this aeroplane was a significant player in that ending of the Cold War. Undercarriage coming up as she goes by. Service as part of the Vulcan display flight, because then as now everybody loved her so much they wanted her to keep on flying as a display aircraft. And she finally retired from the RAF in 1993. Now as she comes by this time, watch for the bomb doors opening, and you'll see that capacious bomb bay that carried 21 1,000-pound bombs. So Jonathan Lazari, the AEO, is opening the bomb bay as she goes by. And that, of course, is the heart of the bomber. And that was the bomb load that Martin Withers, sitting in the right-hand seat today, took the more than 6,000 to 7,000 miles down to the Falkland Islands from Ascension Island, 7,000 miles round trip. He was supported by 11 Victor tankers, and he had 18 refuelings in order to get that bomb load to the Falkland Islands and bomb the runway at Port Stanley. He dropped all 21 1,000